All right. Hey, guess what? It's Sunday again. And you all know what that means. Yakin with Yukon. Let me turn down my sound. Boy, I almost went deaf on my intro, though. That was so loud. All right. Happy Father's Day to all you awesome people. This was the gift from my children. Very, very cool. We've got my son, we've got my daughter, and I suppose that's me. So thank you again, children. I appreciate the shirt. Very, very cool. They know me. So I really appreciate it, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good Father's Day. Hopefully you had a good weekend. We got a great guest up for you this week. We've got the man collects. He's fairly new to YouTube, but he's doing a great job. He just went over 500 subs. I haven't checked his channel in a little bit, but I think he's well on his way to 600 subs. So he's doing a fantastic job. He's really sticking to it. Him and I were talking in the background, kind of giving each other pointers. He's probably giving me more pointers than I'm giving him, but that's how it goes. So the man collects is our guest for this week. Next week we will be talking to who are we talking to next week? Jeez, I don't even know. We're talking to somebody. I can't remember. I'll have to look at my calendar. Anyway, let's get to our guest for this week, the man collects. Let's go ahead and cue up his music. Bring him on in. What is up, the man collects? How you doing tonight?
Oh, good, sir. Good, sir. Wow, I like that introduction there. The flames and stuff. I need to check my channel. That's awesome.
Hey, I say it to every guest. You come on the show, you get your own music. That's how it goes, man. That's how we do things. I thought of who's on next week while that was going too. Star Wars Sith. So check that out. So here we go. We've got everybody rolling in. We have got EC Collecting. What is up, Colin? Happy Father's Day to you, brother. We've got Joe from JNC Collects. Happy Father's Day, my man. Rolando, we've got General Kenobi. Happy Father's Day. And we have got Arelis Delgado. Happy Father's Day. So very nice. All right. So the man collects, man. How long have you been doing YouTube for?
I think my first video I got posted on like January 12th. Okay. I started actually my first of the year. I just got it recorded, and like we were talking in the back, it's kind of the thing. Do I really want to put this out there for everybody to see? Thinking about that and getting it put together. But I'm thinking around the 12th is when I finally got enough nerve to put it out there for everybody to look at.
Nice. What kind of drew you to doing YouTube? Was it something that you had thought about before, or was it something you're like, hey, I'll just give this a shot?
I got into the YouTube side of this from watching Lego content. That's what got me back into collecting a few years ago, was getting into Lego. But I was watching, like, I'm trying to think of their names now, I'm going blank, but Brixie, some of those channels, and thinking, I could do that. I could get on there and do live streams and build or whatever. But then I found toy hunters. And I've collected and hunted for stuff, for years and years and years. Never thought about doing something like this. But Seth Bayer is the reason that I'm here. He quit around the first of the year, and I thought, man, it's open now. The gates are open for another heavy set toy hunter to come in now and fill that void. So, like I said, that's one of the reasons I started. When he quit, I decided to go ahead and move forward. Not just because of that reason, but I enjoyed watching his content. I thought, I'm gonna give this a try and just see how it goes.
I think Seth is an inspiration on quitting and coming back for a lot of people, honestly. So, but that's a good one to have. Was he toy hunter wise, was he one that you've watched kind of from the beginning, or is it something that you got in a little late and then he quit on you and then you kind of getting back into it?
I kind of got into him. I'm trying to think when I started watching the MCE. He wasn't the only one I watched. I actually found Man Cave. That's the one I started watching first and got into it. And as I saw it on there, I kind of enjoyed that kind of content, some people were finding. I found Greg Cook and then Seth. I just like Seth. Seth cracked me up. I thought he, no offense to any other YouTubers could be watching, but, he's one of the ones I enjoyed his content the most and enjoyed his videos. Tried to follow about everything he put on MCE. He had the Lego Lounge. And again, I was a Lego guy. I always checked that stuff out. But they had a good combination of things on there. It wasn't just toys. You saw Legos and statues and everything else. I just kept watching and kept getting more into it and thinking, we're going to give it a try. Let's put it out there and see if I can get 5 or 10 subs. So
definitely. And look at that. Now you're over 500 in, let's see, that's 5 months. Now I'll tell you something. I would have killed to have 500 subs in 5 months. What's your secret? How are you getting so many subs? You'll have to tell us all, because I don't know if any of us got to 500 subs in 5 months.
Well, actually, I think you brought that up on last week's stream and asked me to put in the chats, and I put a little smart aleck comment. I created 500 YouTube accounts.
There you go.
I have no idea. I don't know why people watch my stuff. And honestly, you know, I've mentioned to you through a private message or maybe a comment, I can't remember. I got a little bit of backlash on Instagram when I put that on there about the 500 subs. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't realize. I don't know how fast toy hunting channels grow. I didn't know if I got fast or slow or what. But it seemed to me it took forever. Like we were talking backstage, man, there'd be weeks I would gain 20 or 30 subs, and then over the next 2 weeks, I'd lose 40.
Right.
So I mean, that's exaggerated numbers, of course, but it's the way it seemed to be going. So I didn't think I was growing all that good. I don't know why people like to watch my stuff.
Well,
I like to think I'm charming, you know, good looking older man here. You know, people get to watch that, but I have no idea.
You're describing all of us. You're describing all of us, to be honest with you, man, because we're all in the same boat. We're all middle-aged guys who do this. Well, I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why. You know your stuff. You're knowledgeable. You're knowledgeable on what you're showing. You're educated. You talk good in the background. That's why people are doing it, man. And T3's right. T3, what's up, buddy? 100 a month is nuts. He's absolutely right on that. So that's probably why you got a little bit of backlash. And that's not your fault. That's just knowing it takes a little bit of time to know how things go, you know, with that.
Well, I did go look after that to some people that I watch that have way more subs than me, and I can see when they joined and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound narcissistic or cocky. I don't want to come off that way. But then it's kind of like a vindication. It's like, hey, I am doing all right with this. So they've been on here longer than me, and I've almost caught some of these people I've looked at. So
right, absolutely.
It was nice to get the respect of your peers. I could care less. We talked about monetization. I don't care about any of that.
Sure.
If I get to that, I mean, I may do it. If I don't have to change anything about the way I'm doing my videos now, and I can keep doing what I've been doing and make a little bit of cash to put back into the, you know, this terrible addiction that I've got, I mean, more power to it. But to me, like we were talking about, I wanted to meet some more people and be able to network with some people who share the hobby. Because as my friend Bob, hopefully he's in the chat there sometime tonight. But if you see Morbid Torture show up, that's him.
Gotcha. We'll look for him.
He's my only real collector friend that I've got. And so, you know, it's nice to kind of reach out and, you know, find some more people to network with.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, man. Once you get in the community, you're really you'll fly from there. Once you get on more shows, you know, that's why I wanted to have you on, because have you ever been a guest on a live stream yet?
No, have not.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
extremely nervous right now.
Pat myself on the back. Don't be nervous. No, this is not a nervous show, man. This is not a nervous show. Everything's cool here. I just want them to get to know you and your story and why you came onto YouTube. What got you into collecting and that sort of thing. So we'll get into that just a little bit more here in a minute. My brother, Dan Henry, what's up, buddy? And who else we got? We got Collecting Havoc. What is up, buddy? We've got T3. Carlos, my man, how you doing? Happy Father's Day. Who else we got? We've got Daniel, Legacy and Nerd. What's up, man? And Collecting Havoc, he's another one. I don't know if you know Collecting Havoc, but he's another one that's doing a great job. 5.5 months, near 400. That's still great numbers, man. He's doing an awesome job too. You guys are kind of in the same boat. You're kind of started the same time and doing the same thing. So I think you guys are both doing a great job, man.
His videos are awesome.
He does a good job. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, okay. So you told us a little bit about YouTube. What got you into collecting? Have you always been a collector, or did this start out kind of when you were a kid and it carried through life, or what's your story?
The thing that got me started, I guess, with a long haul answer to this, hopefully I won't talk for the whole hour about this, but 1990 Marvel Universe Trading Cards Series 1. That just took my local elementary school by storm. That's the only card set I've ever got that I've actually traded to get the whole set. But those cards just took over everyone there, and I started collecting those. From that, I branched out into comics. I collected comics probably from 1991, probably around 2005, 2006. And I bought toys here or there. If I found a comic book related toy, and, you know, I've got all the toy biz, X-Men stuff, Batman animated series, a lot of Kenner and stuff like that for the 90s. But as far as diehard collecting, that's what got me into it, was comic books. I got away from it for a few years. Went through some, I guess, personal struggles around 2000. My mom was diagnosed with cancer around 2013. That was a hard 4 or 5 years while she fought that disease. But it's had a lot of stress in my life. And I used to stop in Walmart every morning. That's what brought me back to collecting. But I'd walk around the Walmart store and I'd go through the Lego aisle. Like we talked about, Lego is what got me back into this. And I bought a Lego set. It seems like when I would sit and put the Lego pieces together, I didn't think about anything else other than what piece was next and what bag. So I have an immense Lego collection. That was my therapy for about 2 years. And my best friend, I've known the guy since kindergarten, Bob, he just mentioned one day, hey, have you looked in the toy aisles to see what's out now? It's G.I. Joe. It's Ghostbusters. It's Ninja Turtles. It's our stuff from our childhood. And I was like, dude, I can't start collecting toys. I was like, if I do, I'll go crazy. I'll have a house full of it. And now I went crazy and I've got a house full of it. So.
Yeah.
Long game comic books got me into it, but probably since around 2018, 19, 20 through there, I've been crazy about toys and Legos. So.
Okay. All right. What is your go-to line right now? Is it Marvel still? Is it Joe's? What's your go-to line?
DC Multiverse, I probably got the most of those and looked for those. And quite honestly, just not trying to knock a cheapskate. One of the reasons I went so hard into those, they were one of the cheaper options. I mean, Marvel Legends go to $25 a figure.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe Classified now is $25 a figure. Most McFarlane's are still around $19, $20, $21. They're not a whole lot more economical, but as much crap as I buy, anybody I can save helps.
How many figures would you say you have right now?
I didn't think I had that many, but to be quite honest, and I moved to this. I got married and moved to this house about a year ago. I don't have a collector's room anymore. It's actually going to be delivered tomorrow, and right outside the window, you can't see over here. But
nice.
When I went through our closet and organized it, I think I had 125 multiverse figures here, not counting what I've got Marvel Legends, Classifieds, everything else. And I probably got about 50 or 60 of them in a storage unit. So I've got a lot. There's not too many of those out of that line I don't have. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let me get to a couple things here. Yeah, guys, definitely smash the like button. Go to the Man Collects. Definitely hit him with a sub, hit him with some likes, check out his stuff, good stuff. And let's see. T3, I have a complete set of Marvel Universe cards. Nice, man. Very nice. Very nice. It looks like Collecting Havoc's got a whole set too. So you're talking to the people here. Nice. And then Kenobi Slub to Collecting Havoc. Yeah, guys, if you haven't subbed to each other, we talk about this every week. Go check out these guys. Go check out Collecting Havoc. Check out the man. Check everybody out. And we got a gentleman you and I were talking about in the background. We got Mr. Chris from Everything's Plastic, a fantastic YouTuber who's also very humble on where he's going. He's pushing 4,000 subs and he doesn't know why. So yeah, definitely a good one. All right. So did you have anything as a kid? Was it something that just kind of started up when you were little? Was there one or two toys that you remember always carrying around and kind of got you going and you always had to have it with you?
Alf. I had a
Alf. Nice.
My dad bought me that I think it was a 5 and 10 store in the small town I'm from, and I still got the thing, but that's the first one I probably carried around. But like I said, once I got into the superhero stuff, man, I was all in. I mean, Kenner and Batman, I'm starting to try to buy some of that stuff back now. That was probably my favorite toys back then, the Dark Knight collection with the Keaton likeness and all that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the stuff there that I couldn't do without. A lot of my Transformers and things I had when I was a kid, Mom sold those at flea markets, but I was getting to the age when I got those superhero figures, I can be like, no, I'm keeping that. You're not taking sell that.
Right. Yeah, that's funny that you say Alf. So Alf sits here with me every single live stream, at work, every time we do a video. So yeah, Alf is the man. I love it. I love that you said that. Do you have this figure?
I do. That's the NECA, right?
Yeah, it's the NECA. Yep. Excellent figure. That's probably one of my favorite NECAs they've ever done. Honestly, I think that's a great figure. Just they literally gave him everything you could have possibly given him. So
then it come with. Is that the one that comes with the cat sandwich as well?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you.
Now that was awesome. When I first saw that, I didn't realize what that was. I got to looking at the box, and I hadn't seen an Alf show in years. I'm like, why does he got the cats? Like, he eats cats. That's why he's got on a sandwich. Okay.
The thing that
with PETA and stuff nowadays, they were able to put that out.
Right. The thing that got me is, what the hell is this? This looks like something, but I'm hoping it's not what I think it is. Does anybody know what this is? Because it looks like a bag of weed. I hope it's not a bag of weed, but that's what it looks like. I don't remember Alf having it.
I'm not sure what that. The only thing I could think of he ever had when he had the cucumber, when he dressed like Tom Cruise and was singing, but it doesn't look like a bag.
Maybe, but it looks. I mean, it.
What's that, broccoli or something? Like
broccoli. I don't remember Alf eating broccoli, but maybe that was like one episode. They always like to throw slime balls. Okay, slime balls. Collecting Havoc said it's slime ball. Yeah, slime balls. Okay. All right, that makes more sense now. Perfect. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so with YouTube, where do you see it going? What is your goal? Say in this year, where would you like to see your channel be at by the end of the year?
I'd like to be at 1,000 subs.
Okay.
Now, I had that goal when I first started, but like I said, I really didn't think I would get all that many hits on mine. I figured at least I'd have about 5 subs. I've got a personal YouTube channel, 2 kids, a wife, my best friend. That's what I have factored in. But I said I would like to get to 1,000. If I don't, I'm not going to be all upset and up in arms about it. That's my goal for this year, 1,000 subs. That way, if I do want to monetize, I've got the option because I know I've heard a lot about them changing the policy. It went down to 500 subs, but mine's still showing.
I haven't heard about that. I still think it's 1,000 because if you look on your dashboard, it still says out of 1,000. So if it went to 5,
live stream I was on the other, it may have been General Kenobi's, and they were talking about it. But I know when I checked mine, I was still showing the need, 1,000 subs to hit it. So I don't know where that came from, if that's true, a rumor or what. So
yeah, how close are you? Are you to 6? You're almost to 6, right?
I've got, let's see here, lifetime or live updates.
Putting you on the spot.
I've got like 546.
Okay, all right, you're well on your way.
550. I broke
550. Hey, there you go. There you go. Okay, so Carlos says the 500 sub thing hasn't hit the U.S. So it sounds like it's overseas that they're doing that, which doesn't really seem fair, but that's okay. I mean, it's actually changing. Okay, well, we'll see what it changes to. Where are you on watch hours? Are you getting close on watch hours?
Oh, I've got the. I think as for this video, I had like 12,900 and some. So I've got the watch hours locked down if I can just get the subs. So
12,000. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Does anybody else, guys, get in the comments, does anybody else have 12,000 watch hours? Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Nice, man. Then it looks like Chris is saying down 4,000 to 3,000. Hey.
That's what I've heard too, about 3,000.
Maybe we'll have a chance then. That would be nice. That would be very nice. And let's see. I saw a video about 500 subs too. For the super chat, super things, 1,000 for ad revenue sharing. Gotcha. Wow. So how did you get 12,000 watch hours? Dude,
I don't know. Like I said, I know I thought this stuff was typical until I started listening to some other channels talking about it. And I got to thinking, somebody made a comment, and it wasn't your stream, it was another. And the person had been on YouTube for a couple of years, said they didn't have the watch hour requirement. And in my naive mind, I'm like, how? I was like, I've only been on here since January, and I've got to be looking here right now. I've got, well, it's not a really good number on the back there. I've got 12,666 of 4,000 public watch hours. And hey, I'll verify it there if you can actually see it.
Yeah, he's not lying, people. He's telling the truth. There it is right there. Wow, that's, man. I think maybe we need to reverse roles. You should be interviewing me and telling me what I need to do because I've got like 1,500. So that's.
Well, yeah, awesome. Look, too. I mean, some of these videos I push out. I mean, I need to. I'm trying to cut my run times down. I mean, I've been going 40, 50, an hour long video. The one I've got right now that's processing for tomorrow is like an hour and 15 minutes because I went to like several places yesterday, and I keep thinking I need to cut content out, but then I watch it's like, well, I found that in that part. I can't cut that out. Right. And I do have longer videos as well. I think that's one thing that's contributed to that watch hours. Most of mine have been 20, 30, 40-minute videos.
See, that's crazy. That's the exact opposite of what I heard when I came on. It's like, keep your videos shorter because people have no attention span. That's why shorts do so well. But it seems from what you're telling us that it's the actual opposite. Make the longer videos and get more content out there for people to watch. That's what it sounds like.
And I like the longer videos. I mean, I've got a boring desk job. A lot of times at work, I'll have my personal laptop that I'm on now set up on my desk. And, Dub Life, if everybody watches Big Dub, that's usually an hour at least that he puts on of those every Sunday. On tomorrow morning at my desk, I want to have that playing in the background while I'm working. I don't have to worry about constantly changing the videos if I've got a good long video there that'll play. So that was one thought process and trying to keep mine long. But I've been trying to trim them down a little bit. I don't like, for one thing, it takes forever to edit and upload a hour-long video. Yeah. I need to cut that down where I can cut down my editing time a little bit.
Yeah. I have another question. Where do you find the time to do 3 1-hour videos in a week?
Honestly, it doesn't take that long. I don't know what software you use. I use Camtasia. I use my phone here to record everything on, and then it's got an app on there. You upload to that, and you can upload to Camtasia from that. The biggest part of my time is if I shoot in the store, every aisle, pretty much I'm stopping recording. It's a clip you got to edit. Mm-hmm. So I upload that into the software. I trim the back edges off, where I kind of pause for a minute before I start recording to make sure I've got everything set. But that's the biggest thing going through there for me is having to chop those heads and tails off of those clips and put them together. The biggest amount of time for me is when you render out Camtasia. If anybody here uses it, they'll know. I mean, it can take up to an hour to process the video out. Oh, yeah. And then when you upload it on here, I think when I started uploading today, like 2 hours and 44 minutes to get it on YouTube. So that's the chunk of my time, but that's time I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting on the the computer to do its thing.
Right, right. Well, that's that's great. See, this is what's good about the show too. So we get different stories from different people that have been doing it different lengths of time. And man, I'm actually blown away that the newer guys are coming on and they're absolutely kicking kicking our butts when it comes to watch hours and everything else. So but that's great. I'm happy for you guys. I really am. You're raising your hand. What? What are you raising your hand about?
So I'm in trouble.
Collecting Havocs at 41. He's another guy. So all he needs is the subs. That's crazy. And you've got 21,000.
Ooh.
Man, I don't know if I feel so good about myself anymore. Chris has got 10,000 in the last 2 years. And then let's see, Collecting Havoc, 25 to 35% view time on my videos. Jeez, guys. I need to get your stuff going here. 21,000 in a year since you had the channel. Yeah, so, well, that's in 6 months. Right? So let's see. You're at 12,000, you're right. So that's 12,000 in 6 months. That's really good. It's really good, man. Very good. T3, you got a bump for me. Been watching some of the backlog. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. All right. So what's been the best part of doing YouTube for you?
Let me think. All the glitz and glamour and fame I've gotten here, but it's fun putting it out there. And like we talked in the back, we're guys, we're middle-aged guys, collecting toys and walking the toy out of Walmart. It ain't the most manly thing anybody can do. But like I said, the most fun part of it is getting to communicate or getting a community here with some other people that share the hobby with you. Like I said, I don't have that many, but that's been the most fun of YouTube for me. Is a lot of these channels I'm watching now, I had never heard of until I started doing YouTube, and I've been watching YouTube for years. Yeah, I knew about the big guys, of course, the ones that have 30 and 40,000 subs, but like your channel, I'd never seen your channel until you subscribed to mine, and now I get to watch you, General Kenobi, Collecting Havoc, P3, and all of them. But being able to branch out and seeing there's more out there than just 4 or 5 people doing this. And then it makes you feel a little better about doing it when you see other people your age also getting out there and getting excited about a little 6 or 7 inch piece of plastic. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a huge thing, and it gets bigger every day. I see more and more come on the platform every day. And it's like, well, that's a good thing. We want people, different styles, different walks of life, different opinions. I think that's part of the best thing about the community. Have you considered doing your own live stream yet? Or is that something you're just not ready for?
I don't think I'm ready for it right now because mostly, you can see my thrilling backdrop I've got here.
It's all about the background, right?
Hopefully after about, my building gets delivered tomorrow, I'm going to do some work to it. I'm hoping about the middle of July, if I got that set up where I can actually show some of my collection and stuff, I may do some live stream stuff. Honestly, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would just go on there and, mindlessly ramble on or show parts of my collection or interact with people. And if you go on there with the intention of having conversations and nobody comes on the live stream, it turns into, it's kind of sitting there waiting for something to click up. So I don't know if I'll get into that or not. I'll just have to wait and see what happens.
It's funny you say that because I said this a couple of weeks ago. Honestly, in my experience, if you ask more, almost all people are willing to do it. I asked you said yes, right away. I asked T3, I asked everybody on this chat. The funny thing is, if you're okay with being a host, you're going to get people. So, that's just kind of how it is. There's a lot of people. And the thing is too, there's always somebody going to be watching. You could just pop in with a live, just random. There's always somebody watching too, which is great to, get the community going and get everything else going too. What are some negative things that you've seen so far?
Of course, part of what everybody else sees. You get hecklers and trolls in the comments. Same thing with Facebooks and all that. But like I say, I've talked about this again. My buddy Bob, got to be thick-skinned to do something like this. Used to be when I first went on there and I got someone saying something I didn't agree with, I was automatically on defense. You got to put that away and just be able to let it roll off your back and either block them or go on. But as far as negatives, that's really been about it. I've had a blast with this stuff so far and hope to keep going with it. It's like I will say this from a negative, I get caught up, watching someone like you or somebody's trying to find something, the hot item at the time. It's not something I collect. And then I go out and I find it. And I'm thinking nobody else can find that. I have to buy that. Right, even though I don't collect it, I got to buy it. Like WWE Ultimate figures, I don't collect those. But, I found the variant Razor Ramon here a while back, and I carried that around the store for like 20 minutes going back and forth in my head. It's like, this is the variant. I can't just put it back on the shelf.
Right.
But I bought a lot of stuff here the last little while that I don't really collect that, I've bought and put in the collection just because of that. And then you get to thinking, I've went 5 videos and I've not had a haul portion. I've got to buy something when I go in to have something to
Yep.
show these people that I'm buying, that kind of pressure. But I've tried to get now, I don't care. If I don't buy anything, I don't buy anything. If I don't see anything, I don't see anything. As long as I'm having fun doing it, that's all that matters.
That's exactly right. I think when you first start out, you're like, well, I got to buy at least 5 or 6 things to show off at the end. And if I don't buy anything, people are going to feel like they just wasted their time watching it. And it's so easy to get caught up in the it thing, like the Batmobile. Everybody was caught up in the Batmobile. I bought one, but that's really easy to fall into, and it's easy to get obsessed with that in order to get views. I think what you're doing is good. You're being yourself, you're enjoying it, and then that gravitates into the camera and into your videos. So definitely would keep doing that. Let's see. Morbid torture. One thing I've noticed is how consistent the videos are. 11 to 12 o'clock each day. It's like having a favorite TV show. Yes, that is super important. And I know you're doing that too. You're really consistent with your days and your when you put them on. Have you deviated from that at all in the months that you've been doing this?
I have. When I first started, I don't think, I tried to put them on every day, but I'd usually put them on as soon as I would get them processed. But I've tried to get now 12 p.m. is my post time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it is later than that, it's because something's come up and I've been later getting it put together or something like that. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 p.m., I try to make sure I've got something to put out there. I like to get some stuff out over the weekend if I can. Like this weekend, I had 2 videos, go up, one yesterday and one today. But most of the time, I'll get Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I go out hunting Saturday and Sunday. Then I post again Monday, Wednesday, Friday to try to get, I guess, a routine set up for people who do want to come back that may not subscribe. They'll know they can still check my channel at 12 o'clock, and there should be a video there every other day.
Yeah, definitely. Have you thought about? I don't think I've seen you do any reviews. Have you done any reviews, toy reviews yet?
I suck at reviews, dude. I tried some. I actually gave you a shout out in one of them because I didn't know. I never thought about doing a review in a short. That's my problem. I get to reviewing something on a regular video, and I'll have like 4. I review the Dark Knight trilogy, Build-A-Figure Wave, and also the Blackest Night. Well, I get talking for like 15 minutes about one figure, and then I pick the next one up and talk for like 10 seconds about it and go on. But I stole your shorts idea. I've done some of that in the short now because it kind of forces you to focus on the main point. And to keep moving. But my review videos, I mean, if you go look at my channel, they're the lowest viewed things that I've got outside of the first one that I posted. So
unfortunately, I think that's kind of a thing too, like we were talking about, where people have their favorite reviewers. They go to Robo, they go to Shartimus, they go to whoever it might be, and they kind of stick with that. I know we've talked about that with some of these other guys. Reviews is tough. Like you said, it's really tough to be going through it and trying to be biased and not bash the company that made it and saying, having a biased opinion. That's why I did the 60-second reviews. Like, I'm just going to tell you straight up what it looks like, if I like it, and then you can take it what it's for. But man, I think you should try the reviews. That's up to you. But I always like to hear different opinions. Who do you go to for toy reviews?
Really, I'm trying to think of who I watch for reviews. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of reviews. That's probably why I'm not very good at them, because you can watch my videos, my toy hunt videos. You can probably see influences from a lot of channels that I watched. The NECA Funko section, I used to refer to that. I'm going back to collectors. That was MCE with Seth. Greg Cook, whenever he stops the segment, he zooms in on a toy on the shelf. Right. And that's not stuff I did to rip these guys off. That's just something I found myself used to seeing that, I guess, and I would just do that as well. But anybody on here who watches my stuff, go watch my reviews. I mean, if you tell me they suck, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I know they suck. I like doing it, to be quite honest with you, but I don't know. It's kind of a pain. I don't feel like it gets the best reception. So I've only done maybe 2 or 3 on the channel, but like I said, I've done quite a few putting stuff in the shorts, but full-fledged reviews is something I'll have to try to work on. I would like to get a template. Like, I have my recording screen in front of me. I've got maybe another screen here that's got bullet points that I need to cover for every figure. That way I'm not talking 15 minutes about this guy's head and 2 seconds about this guy's arm. Now I've got a consistent flow for everything I'm looking at, but I may try to get a little better with that as I go on. But right now, toy hunts are fun. I like sticking to those.
Well, it's funny. It's like you said. So we'll click on this gentleman right here because he's one of the better toy reviewers out there. And he was always I've been trying to get him to do more hunts, and he does hunts now. And I think Chris is really good at hunts, but it seems like, on every channel, it's either hunts or it's reviews. There's not a lot of mix of both on a lot of channels. So I think everybody's like that, where they got their niche and they kind of, they kind of stick with it. So
Everything's plastic and real Batman. I think they do good with theirs because they're
they
consistent
do.
with the format and how they do it. You
They
can
do.
tell they know what they're doing. When I do a review, I mean, I'm all over the place. That's one reason
Yeah.
I don't feel mine are all that great. But now, no, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Everything's plastic. I do like your reviews. You and real Batman, in my opinion, you guys are right there at the top. But
You guys are top notch. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I need to start ripping stuff off of their page and start doing it.
Well, yeah, I've kind of ripped a little bit of Chris's off because he started doing those shorts where it just goes on the spinner for like
Mhm.
15 seconds and you just throw some music in the background. So, man, I got to tell you right now, I did rip that off from you because it was working. So, but he gets like thousands of views. I get like 10. But so,
Well, see, that is the way that it does it. It's perfect. I mean, you can sit there and talk. I can get a Batman figure out right now and fill the rest of this half hour talking about it. But who wants to hear that? Most of what I want to see, especially things now that have this windowless crap for packaging, I want to know what's in the box. Like
right.
he does, like the GI Joe classifieds. I want to know what the figure looks like. He'll put it up there on the spinner, and that's what I want to see. I need to see what the figure looks like to know if I want to go out and waste the money on it, where you can't see what's in the box. So maybe that's the key for the reviews. Keep them short and sweet instead of trying to go on like every single aspect about the plastic the figure is made out of or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hit and miss because if you get to some of the bigger guys, like I don't know if you know who Toy Bro is. Toy Bro, he's been around a long time too. He's got like 20-minute videos on reviews and he still gets thousands and thousands. So it's really just hard to know how you should be doing it. If you should be sticking with the longer reviews, the short reviews, because like I said, each one's different. So I think it's really just finding your niche and that sort of thing. Let's see. Carlos says one thing about this community: you'll get a group of good people and a group of toxic people. Yes, you will. That is very true. Very true. I hope you found a group of encouraging, great guys that have become like my family. Yeah, definitely, definitely, man. Okay, so what are you looking for now? What's on your radar as far as things are to come out? Are you looking for Joe's? Obviously, you're looking for DC Multiverse. Are you into Star Wars at all?
Star Wars, I'm not. And honestly, my older brother is not into any of this crap. I mean, he thinks he doesn't know I have a YouTube channel. But Star Wars is the one thing that he nerds out over, and that's the one thing I don't mess a lot with. I do like Star Wars, love the movies, think they're great, but looking in the toy aisles, I've even said in some of my videos, I feel sorry for Star Wars collectors because I spend a lot of money on the crap that I buy, but looking at how much Star Wars stuff there is, and it's usually a little pricier than everything else, especially the Lego sets. When you get into those, Star Wars and Jurassic Park Lego sets are out of this world in price. But as far as what I'm looking for coming up, I'm obsessed with the McFarlane DC versus Vampires line. Like my first 15 videos is me trying to find the Vampire Batman. Yes. So Vampire Superman's getting ready to come out, and that's going to be my next succession to see if I can track that thing down. But some of those are coming out. I'm trying to think of anything else big that's coming out. The Batmobile, honestly, I know it's everybody's craze. I had that thing pre-ordered off McFarlane.com, so I got mine. But that was the big thing that I really wanted because '89 Batman, like a lot of people from our generation, I mean, it's creme de la creme. I don't even want to watch the new Flash movie because I'm afraid something negative might happen to keep. Right. No, I'm trying to get spoiled. I have no idea, but I'm just saying, I'm afraid to watch. I'm afraid they'll do something to him that I won't like because he's up here for me. So
definitely, yeah. There's some good stuff. McFarlane's introduced a lot of good stuff. I think it was Nightfall Batman, just the gray and the blue. That's good. Hey Carlos, I finally found Hush Batman today. So there you go. That's a good one. Gladiator Batman's really good. Just got that one today too. So yeah, I think McFarlane's killing it. How are you? Their QC can be a little wonky. Have you run into any problems with their quality and breaking and that sort of thing with their figures?
Honestly, McFarlane's I haven't. The only one that I ever thought that I actually broke was one I did do a review on. Is the mega figure of Bane. I was looking at that figure. Most of the time with those, I try to take them out of the package. I'll slowly work some of the joints, or I'll even put them in hot water. Bane, I didn't. I took him out, and it wasn't a live short. I could have edited it out, but I moved his legs in one part of that video, and you just hear.
Oh.
The first thing I thought, oh man, this thing is impossible to find. I just broke its leg, but it was still in one piece. The most I've had the most trouble with are NECAs. Yeah. I buy a lot of the NECA figures and take them out. And if you don't, the ones I've gotten anyways, if you don't soak them or heat them up, I broke arms and knees on those things like crazy, more so than McFarlane or anything else that I've messed with.
Yeah. NECAs, I kind of put them in the same class. They're both kind of in that way where they look good. They do a great job, sculpt, but you really got to be careful. And there's some guys like Colin. He's told me before he's never had a problem with NECAs. I think he was the one that told me, but it's just I think it's hit and miss with them too. So have you gotten into any? Are you into turtles at all? Have you gotten into any of the craziness of NECA Ninja Turtles yet?
Oh, dude, I love turtles. I try to stay away from the NECAs the most I can. I picked up the Casey Jones Foot Soldier 2-pack. This came out. Casey Jones, my all-time favorite character for turtles. I love the 4 turtles, but I got to have Casey if he comes out. But the movie figures, I've got the 2-packs from the first movie. I've got the Super Shredders and stuff like that. But NECA is something as I'm trying to broaden my horizon and other things. I'm kind of trying to pump the brakes on. It's because of the cost of it. And I would like to try to get some Mayfex and stuff like that. They're even more expensive. So I'm trying to trim it down right now from what I'm getting. But yeah, Ninja Turtles, I've got a lot of my original turtle figures back from the 80s and 90s. I got the van, blimps, and playset and everything from the original line. And I do collect a lot of the retros that's out now. I try to buy a lot of those. I'm waiting for Rat King to come out. I got to grab that. That's another thing I'll be hunting for when that gets released.
Definitely.
I didn't know it wasn't out yet. I don't keep up with the release dates good enough, but I was finding Baxter and all of them. I was like, why can't I find this one? And finally, someone commented on one of my videos, like, calm down, it's not out yet. So,
yeah, that wave hasn't even actually shown up in my area. I'm still waiting on Baxter and Weenut Screw Loose too. And I actually didn't even know Rat King's coming out. When who else is coming out in that wave with Rat King? Do you know?
And the Rat King's the only one I haven't found. His picture on the back of the card. I'd have to go get it, but there's Baxter, Wingnut, and Screw Loose, Genghis Frog, Rat King is shown on the card, but I haven't seen him in the stores yet, so I'm guessing he's still not out. He's the only one though. I have to get one of the cards and look, but he's the only one I haven't seen yet. Is that one? So
yeah.
I need to get on the website. I'm just lazy. I need to get on the website and look. When it's coming out.
Have you thought about? I know a lot of people are doing this. I'm starting to get into this a lot. Have you thought about exploring vintage? You said you have a lot of vintage turtles. Have you thought about getting into any more vintage at all?
I've been buying a lot of the old Kenner and Batman stuff that I have that I don't have now, or stuff that I do still have, but I play with it so much it's beaten up pretty bad trying to replace it. One of my holy grail toys I actually got here the last little while ago was that 1992 Batman Returns Batmobile, the one you push the button and the side
yes,
dude, I wanted that so bad when I was a kid. One of the few things my mom did not get for me when I was a kid was that Batmobile because I already had 2 others that looked like it. She didn't get me that one, but I got it off eBay here a while back. So the small grail, but one of the many grails I plan on picking up here in the next few years.
Well, it's like you read my mind. What are your other grails? I was just going to ask you that.
Probably the number one for me to track down now is a Technodrome. When I was a kid, I did not know there was a toy Technodrome. I'd never seen the thing until I got into collecting. But I went to a store yesterday, and the guy had one sealed in the box that looked in great shape. And I think he wanted if Bob's in the chat, maybe he saw. I think it was like $1,000.
Oh.
I don't know what the market is. I haven't even started pricing the thing yet, but so far that's the only one I've seen. I wasn't looking for it, but it was there. We were around looking, but I do want to
sealed in the box.
He said it was sealed. He had it in a plastic protector, so I didn't look at it, but the guy said it was sealed and new, but I don't want it sealed. I want it out of the box.
You want it. Yeah, exactly. You want to mess with it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great one. I never had that either. I know that somebody told me, I can't remember who it was, for the retro line, they're going to have the sewer playset come back out. So that'll be cool. I never had that as a kid either. Did you have that one?
I still got that one. That's still complete, actually. I've got that in my collection. I've still got that, the blimp, and the original party wagon that's complete. And actually, in sewer playset's in really good shape. I think I got a couple of nicks and scratches on my turtle van from various adventures in my youth. But like I said, I've still got all my turtle stuff pretty much.
Nice. That's awesome. Let me get back to some comments here. So, Collecting Havoc, I started with reviews. They are difficult. Yes, sir, they are. They are very difficult to do. As long as you're keep doing it. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. I did a Jedi vid short, 1,425 views first couple hours, 70 in a week since. No idea how to do it. Hey, okay. Now you're being blasphemous here, my man. Smart, stay away from Star Wars. Well, guess who's not going to be a guest on this show anymore? Star Wars. Boy, you guys are going to get. I'm not going to read your comments anymore. This is ridiculous. Happy Father's Day, Yukon. Yes, happy Father's Day, Michael Cherry. And let's see. So T3 said, I saw a bunch of Kenner Batman figures last weekend. Nice.
Those they're not terribly pricey now, but they're starting to go back up. I'm guessing with them, keep returning, of course, is pushing it all up. But I'm trying to grab as many as I can of those right now in decent shape before they do get stupid price in case it keeps going up.
Yeah, you're right. You could get them pretty good for like 20, 30 bucks. I remember I had the laser, the Arctic, the combat, all of those. And yeah, they're not too bad so far, but like you said, I bet they'll probably should start shooting up here soon. Funny thing is, on my other shorts, some have been up 2 weeks, 85. Yeah, yeah, that's how it goes, guys. That's how it
He
goes.
keeps mentioning that collecting havoc. Like we were talking in the back, I put a short on for that Batmobile I talked about, that '92 Batman Returns. In the first like 26 hours, it had like 90 views. I watched Yakin with Yukon one night. And I told him I went to get ready for take a shower and get ready to go to bed that night. I came back like 30 minutes later. It had like 600 views.
Yeah.
Now and it has not gotten any since. I put one on last night. In the first 30 minutes, 800 views and maybe like 10 cents. So I don't get that stuff either. How they push that, and how they just drop off automatically like that.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really, really weird because, like you said, and we were talking in the back initially. Sometimes you'll get one that just shoots. You get like 1,000 views in like the first 30 minutes, an hour, and then it just dies. Some it takes, 24, 48, even 72 hours. Goes a little bit, then it comes back, then it goes again. And it's like, I don't know. I need to talk to a rep at YouTube or something because I have no idea, man.
If you figure it out, let us know.
I will. I will. Collecting Havoc, I put out a couple of shorts the other day and 40 views for one, 35 for the other. Yeah. But Chris he's the same way. His will start out slow, but then his Five Nights at Freddy's reviews, I can't believe those things go so crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but he's got some that like have 10,000 hits on his shorts for that Five Nights at Freddy's teddy bear thing, whatever that is. But yeah, it's crazy. And said it's weird. I've tried hashtags, keywords, everything. Yep, yep. So how critical do you think you are on yourself with your videos? Do you go back and watch your videos ever, or do you just kind of go through, edit, put it on YouTube, and it's done? We're looking to the next one.
Dude, I'm overly critical. Everything I put out there, I think it's the worst thing. It's on YouTube. I don't think anybody's going to watch it. I mean, there's a lot of times I love when people comment, but I'll get that notification on my phone, like so and so has commented. I'm just like, great, this is going to be somebody tearing me a new one. But like I said, I remember my family would watch them, and I would come home after I first started and hear it, and I was like, oh man, I don't even want to walk in there. They're going to be laughing all kinds of stuff. I'm my own biggest critic. I don't think anything I put out there is worth anything. I don't know why people are watching it. I'm glad they do, but yeah, I'm pretty critical about everything I put out. I try to go back and watch it because I know a couple of times when I first started, I would have certain like little text boxes in there or something. I'd forget to take them out, or I would delete something off, or I'm using the same template every time, and I would forget to fill that template. So one of my review videos, Bob pointed it out when it started. It went like 15 seconds of black screen because I forgot to fill that. So now when I do get my videos rendered before I upload, I do try to go back and watch them just for that. But yeah, I'm criticizing everything when I put stuff out there. Still going back and watching it. I've even considered my first 2 videos going back and just taking them off. That first video I put on here is trash, man. I can't believe past like 70 people actually watched that thing.
Yeah, yeah. What do your kids think about it?
Oh, they love it.
Do they? Nice.
The most embarrassed I ever got doing this, we had the guy that built our house. He had a year warranty on it. Something messed up. He had to come here and work on it. But Luke, my son, he come here, and the guy was getting ready to leave, and Luke comes out of his room and goes, Chris has a YouTube channel. You need to subscribe to it. And this is a car. Dude, no, don't be doing stuff like that. But like I said, it's great. They love it. I need to get them on here more. I've had him on once and the girl on once. So I need to get them more involved with it. They love YouTube. They watch YouTube from time they get out of the bed, time they go or get out of the bed to go back in it at night. So they think it's cool to see me on YouTube, especially many subscribers I'm starting to get.
There you go. You're getting famous. Have you had any of that celebrity moment where you're doing a video, you're toy hunting, and somebody recognizes you? Have you had that celebrity moment yet?
Nope.
It'll come.
There was one time I was in the Walmart I go to every Monday morning in Bristol, Virginia. There was a guy who worked in the tire section, is in eye shot of where the toy aisle's at. But I could have swore when I come through there and got my camera up, I heard "Yo, the man." But when I turned around, the guy had his back to me. That's the only time I think I've ever possibly been recognized, other than seeing when Kelly's trying to hide from the camera when we're out in the stores together and things like that.
Right. Nice. Yeah, it'll come. And once you start, in your area too. If you have anybody in your area that watches or that sees you there, like Michael Cherry, him and I have run into each other a couple times, and a few other guys. So you'll get that celebrity moment here in a little bit. That's for sure. Let's see. I'm the same way. I have 2 to 3 videos out of 700 that I feel good about. You only have 2 or 3 videos out of 700 that you like? Youch. Yay, man. Wow. Okay. What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something else. What was it? I can't remember. He shook me with that one. Um,
There's way more of his than two or three that I like. So,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When you go back and you watch your first two videos that you talked about, what would you change? What do you think is the one thing that you're like, oh, I really screwed that up?
well, I try to be prepared. I was a human resources professional for 15 years before I started doing what I'm doing now. So I'm used to speaking, giving presentations, and making. I used to make training videos on a corporate YouTube channel, but I forgot on my first video. I held my phone like this when I recorded. So
Oh,
of course you had the black, what I called the black bars of death on there.
yep, yep.
I wish I would have thought to turn my phone. I was doing voiceovers instead of what I was actually thinking and saying in the store. I would cut the voiceovers out. I go back to just whatever come to my mind. I didn't really stop and look at a whole lot of stuff. Like we were talking before we started, I felt like I had to shoot every single thing in that toy aisle. So
Mhm.
I'm trying, and I go in there before work. I'm going in there on my lunch break. I'm on a limited time frame when I do go in these stores most of the time. So I was hurrying too much trying to do all that. But like I said, if I can go back and change some of those first ones, I would definitely go back and change some of those. But that's a couple of things. The black bars of death always drove me nuts. And then, the trying to go back into the voiceovers, that was terrible. It's more fun to do it live.
Yeah, it's like double the work because then you gotta watch it again, and you're trying to do that, and it's like, you know, it's tough. It's tough. Is there anything else with YouTube that you kind of want to maybe branch out to? Do you have any other hobbies that you maybe want to incorporate to your channel? I know a lot of us do that. Or is there anything else that, maybe you're thinking people will like this and I'm gonna kind of add it to the channel?
Probably not with YouTube. The only thing I would like to get back to, I would like to do some more Lego content because, like I said, Lego's the thing that got me out of this. I mean, it helped me when I had some stresses going on. I've heard a lot of people say that building Lego sets is therapeutic and things like that. But honestly, the price of that stuff has gotten, and everything's went up. I get that. Some things are starting to come back down, but Lego right now for me is kind of in a price bracket that's not very appealing. But I would love to get in and doing some live builds, and I bet my backlog of sets I've got that are unopened. I probably got enough to do enough content for 3 years.
Oh
I would
wow.
like to get into doing some build live streams and things like that, and kind of branch off from the toy and collecting as much, and try to get in a little more of that, and
Yeah, I
then
think
get
that'd be
my
good,
kid
man.
more involved in this. Madison, the daughter, she's wanting to do YouTube, and
Oh,
with her
nice.
personality, she'll probably blitz me, in 2 days with subscribers and everything, and she gets on here. But helping her with that, and she does video. She's a gamer. She wants to get on doing video game stuff. So I may incorporate some of that to help her build a little fan base off my channel before she ever tries to launch hers. But maybe a little bit of that Lego and some video game stuff here moving
Nice.
forward.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, use your platform. Absolutely. I mean, all the knowledge you gain, pass that down. Absolutely. Colin says, "You wouldn't change a thing. That's how you learn." Man, that's actually a really good statement because, if you take your present self and you go back 6 months or you go back a year and a half, there's no way you would have known that. There's no way you would have known what to do. So, man, I actually really love that statement. I think that's a good one. That it's a learning process. It's learn as you go. I asked you this backstage. Did you realize how much work and how much time commitment it actually was going to take to do YouTube?
No, not really. I mean, I had done it a little bit, messing with my previous employer's private channel, but that was nothing. I mean, that was recording a PowerPoint presentation for 5 minutes and turning it
Right.
into a video. But like I said, the editing, and then there's sometimes, if your work's busy, you don't have time to go out and hunt. That's the times to me where it kind of feels a little bit like a job. And I was starting to get a little bit burnt out because, like I told you, the first month and a half that I did this, I wanted a video every day. I wanted it on YouTube every day to get people to see the man collects. And if I was going to build an audience, I thought that's how I would build it. But after about 8 straight weeks of doing that, it's just like, oh man, I've got to go to Walmart and I've got to film
Right.
something. That's when it
Becomes a
started to
chore.
wear on me. But no, I
Yeah.
did not know how much work it would be to get in here and get all this stuff out. And then a lot of the work on me is self-inflicted, trying to sit and think, okay, what can I do to get this video more visible?
Right.
What hashtag can I come up with to put on it? What can I put in the thumbnail? Just that thought process. I'm thinking about that constantly, to be quite honest. I don't look at the analytics all that much because that can drive you nuts. I check my subscriber count every so often. I want to know where I'm at there. But like I said, just trying to think in my head constantly, what can I do to make this better? And like EC says there, we're not changing anything. Hindsight's 2020. I mean, I can look back on my stuff I'm doing now next year and probably say the same thing. I should have done this, this, and that.
Right.
But making those mistakes is what taught me to not do it now. So yeah, I
Mhm.
agree with that. I mean, I would like to change some of that. It's just my personal hubris, but yeah, that stuff on there reminds me where I started, and they can always look and see how far you come. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Have you planned on going to any cons or anything? I know we just had ICCC, which Kenobi went to, and JMC and Star Wars Sith. Have you planned on going interested in going to any of those?
I would love to get more into that, and that's one reason I got into this too, to learn more about where they are in relation to my area and things. There's a couple that's coming up. There's a small toy show. I've been plugging in my last few videos. The Tri City Toy and Hobby Show. It's local here to Greenville. The Tri Cities area of Tennessee. Anybody watching or knows anyone in that area, tell them to come to that. That's one of the better shows as far as small ones that I go to. Fanboy Expo in Knoxville. I'm going to that this year. I meant to go to that last year and didn't get to go. Bob's been to it before and said it was awesome. Went to Scarefest in Louisville, Kentucky last year and got to meet Jason Voorhees. Got to meet
Nice.
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder. Yep.
I'm gonna try to get into some more of that stuff. That's something I'd really like to do more of. Start to go to some more of these shows and things like that, rather than just going in Walmart and Target all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I can't believe you haven't run into Greg Cook. You said you're in Tennessee, right?
He is about 2.5 and 3 hours from me. And actually, before I started YouTube, and I was just diehard hunting, trying to find stuff. Kent Pool Collects, the name of his channel now. Man Cave and Greg Cook. I can watch those 3 channels. Those 3 guys are kind of in a circle around me.
Yep.
And I knew when I started seeing stuff, when I saw North Carolina guys start finding stuff, a couple of weeks Greg Cook would find it. I would know then a couple of weeks it'd be in my area.
Yeah, you
so
got
I probably
it.
have to watch those guys more than anybody, because I knew when they start seeing what I want, okay, about 2 or 3 more weeks, man, I'm getting out there. It's going to be there.
You go to those toy shows, I'm thinking you're going to run into him eventually, because he hits a lot of that stuff. I know he was at the I think it was the Joe Fest or something like that last week. So yeah, he's pretty active with that. So hey, look who we got in here. There's a future guest. What's up, Rex? How's it going, man? Millennium Workshop, guys. If you haven't checked out Millennium Workshop, go check him out. Rex is doing some awesome stuff. Great helmets. He's working on a vintage 12-inch Darth Vader right now. So go check him out. Get him a sub. Check out his shorts. Check out his videos. Amazing cosplayer, guys. So go check him out. He'll be on the show August 13th. So definitely stay tuned for that. And let's see. No, you're good, man. You don't got to be sorry. It's all good, buddy. Don't even worry about it. Awesome stuff. Go check it out. Let's see. Gria Collecting Havoc. I was there for a few months and had to scale it back. Having fun with it again now. Has there been a time where, I don't know if I did, maybe I asked you this. Has there been a time when you want to quit and you just want to not do it anymore, as far as collecting and YouTube?
One period as far as YouTube, and that was one of those times. I mean, I went probably, I know I've been doing this long, but I went a long time. Nobody was subbing. My views got up into thousands. I had like so many videos, and it seemed like it was just trending up, up, up. And all of a sudden, the bottom just fell out.
Right.
I was losing subs. My videos weren't getting views. And I thought, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
As far as collecting, every time I spend more than $100 on a collectible, I'm like, that's it. I'm done.
Right.
That's every week. But no, as far as seriously getting out of collecting, no, I'm not getting out of that unless something financially happens. I just can't. But YouTube's going to have those peaks and valleys on it. But no, I enjoy both right now. I don't plan on, unless some personal tragedy happens, I'm going to be here. So.
Sure, yeah. And you obviously have a budget. You obviously have a budget you stick to. How good are you about that? I know we all kind of go up and down and fluctuate on that. Do you usually do a pretty good job sticking to your budget?
If I stay off eBay, if I get on eBay, my budget goes stupid, because I'll see 5 things I like. It's like, well, that's only $20. Let's make an offer. Well, that's only that. But before I catch what I've done, I've found 8 of those things I like for $20, and my credit card goes crazy. But
right.
If I stay off eBay, I can do pretty good. But like a lot of the comments are saying here, having fun with it. I can go back and watch the videos, and I can tell when I'm trying. And I can go back and watch the ones where I don't even care. I've got a camera in front of my face.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, that's the better videos. That's the ones that get the most views. And that's the ones I enjoy doing the most. I may not find anything in that video, but I had fun playing with the dinosaur or whatever I played with on the shelf. It was a good time in the store. So yeah, that's the big thing, getting out, having fun, and blowing off stress.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, I'm there with you. I know the last video I did, I don't even know why I did a video, because I just wasn't in the mood for it. Just did it because I hadn't put a video out for a while. And it's like, I think that really shows through the camera when you can tell that somebody's not into it. And it's like, definitely, if you're going to do a video, don't do it out of obligation. Do it because you want to do it. Do it, have some personality with it. Don't be a dud, that sort of thing. So yeah, you definitely want it to shine through. So many new people to sub to today. Yes, absolutely. Guys, make sure you're all going through, subbing to each other, like I said before. Very important that we keep that going. All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a hypothetical question here. You have your own live stream. You can have 3 guests on your live stream. Doesn't even have to be toy hunters. who are you going to invite to your live stream?
Oh man, 3 guests. Whew. Doesn't have to be toy hunters. Hulk Hogan.
Okay, good.
I should suck up and say Yukon Phil, shouldn't I?
You should, but if you want to get on this show again, you might have to.
Sylvester Stallone, Hulk Hogan, Yukon Phil. We will break the internet if we can get that. Rocky Thunderlift, Yukon Phil, Man Collect.
There you go. There you go. That's a lineup right there. People are going to become excited for the first two, but who the hell's this Yukon Phil guy?
I think you're more like, who the hell is Yukon Phil and Man Collects? And they need to shut up and let the other two talk.
Right, let the other guys talk. Yeah. Are you into wrestling? Have you been watching? There's been a lot going on this week. Are you in there, WW and AEW? And if so, how are you enjoying the storyline so far?
I can't do it anymore. I've tried.
No,
I love it.
I get it.
I watched it big time in the 80s when Hulk Hogan was big, when I was young. Got out of it when the Attitude Era and Monday Night Wars. Absolutely loved. To me, that's the best wrestling's ever been. That's the best wrestling's ever going to be. I try to watch it now, and to me, it's not what it was, and I can't enjoy the characters as much. So I do like looking at the figures and going through that stuff. Chris Jericho, I still like to watch AEW every now and then because I enjoy Jericho. But I don't even know if he's still on there. I haven't watched it forever.
Yeah, he's still on there. Yeah.
I tried AEW. AEW, when I first started watching it, kind of felt like mid-90s WCW to me when they were trying all this stuff before they found the thing that really catapulted them. And I don't know if they ever really hit their stride or not, as I haven't watched it, in a while. But yeah, the newer wrestling, I can't really get into it.
It is tough. I agree with you about AEW. I think when Vince let go of a lot of talent, AEW picked it up. AEW did have that vibe, but now since a lot of that talent's gone back to WWE, AEW just kind of feels like an extenuation of WWE anymore to me. But that's my opinion. So I mean, yeah, everyone knows me. That's a load of crap. Nobody, no, everybody does not know me. I don't think so. I don't think I've done a haul portion since last month. Okay, so I'm going to actually complain for a minute. I have noticed this trend of YouTubers that don't do a haul portion. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Because I actually love the haul portion of the video. You don't usually do a haul portion either. Why is that?
I don't do haul portion.
Oh, you do. You do a haul portion, right?
To me anymore, I've got to watch the haul portion because as I've gotten more comfortable doing this, I talk way too much in the haul portion. I've even started watching my ticker on my phone. It's like, oh my God, you've been talking for 12 minutes. Shut up. You've only got 10 minutes of footage in the store. Right. I get that too. And some of them, I don't care if they wrap it up, but I watch some channels that are great. I mean, the guy finds everything under the sun that I'm looking for, nobody else can find. And all of a sudden the video just stops.
Yeah.
Watch the movie and like the ending's kind of like, really? I was like, come on, give me something to close it out.
What did you find? I sat here for 10 minutes to see what you found, and then it's nothing. That's like, I don't understand that. I'm not sure if people just want to see the hunt and that's it, and they don't really care what you're buying. Maybe that's it, but it's very odd how the video just ends abruptly. It's really weird. Real Batman, there he is.
One of the more fun things about it.
I agree. I'm with you though. Sometimes you got the camera on and you're talking and you're like, oh man, I've gone on for like 10 minutes and the hunt was like 8 minutes long. And it's hard to do that. Real Batman, what's up, buddy? No, you're good. You're late. And you're a celebrity to me, Phil. No, not at all, man. Not at all. You guys get any questions for the Man Collects? Be sure to shoot them in the chat. We'll get to that. In the meantime, we are at our hour, so I want you to go ahead and plug yourself. Tell us where we can find you. Tell us what's on the horizon for you for kind of the rest of the year.
You can find me on Instagram. I don't have my little graphic to show here like I normally point out my videos, but the Man Collects on Instagram. Follow me on there. I'm new to Instagram as well. Not on Facebook or anything with it yet. So follow me on Instagram. And hey, subscribe to the channel. Like I normally say, if you're a first-time viewer or that repeat viewer who has yet to subscribe to the Man Collects, Yukon Phil, Real Batman, General Kenobi's, T3, Collecting Havoc. Everybody in the chat, subscribe to them. Check these guys out. This is some great content, a great community. And YouTube and Instagram, you can find me on there. Where I'm going to keep toy hunting until I physically can't. So that's what I plan on doing this year, getting some more con footage. And we may look at doing a live stream or two once I do get my little man cave out here set up and built. So.
Absolutely. All right. Awesome, man. Really appreciate it. There's a couple more quick little comments here that we'll get to real quick. I promise there's a haul this week. All right. Looking forward to it, man. And RB says, love the Man Collects. Absolutely,
Thank
man.
You,
We love RB too.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, man. Really appreciate it. Oh, wait, hold on. One more. AW still feels like W. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But yeah, appreciate you being on the show, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Think you're doing a great job. Enjoying your content. And definitely want to have you back on the show again here real soon.
All right. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody that watched. This is awesome.
Absolutely. You guys in the chat, thanks so much. Happy Father's Day. Don't forget, next week we got Star Wars Sith on, and then the week after, which would be the second week, got Colin and Joe. We're going to talk about their live, Well That F and Figures. Go check that out too. Go subscribe to Well That F and Figures and Colin and Joe, JMC Collects, EC Collecting. Go sub to those guys. So got some good shows lined up for you guys in the coming weeks. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next week.